the more you see this poor teacher, the more you realize they could have treated her like a gag, and they do at times, but they don't really. This show essentially boils down to a high school teacher who wants to write a anthropology thesis paper on demi-humans and ends up interviewing his own students who, because it's anime, are of course all teenage girls who are also demi-humans. You have, I believe, a vampire, a juhalen, a yuki-onna, which is ice woman. And the succubus she's a different thing, but you have the main three, I think, are the vampire girl, the juhalen girl, and the yuki-onna girl. But the succubus is actually a teacher, and that's meant to be a gag, but also not a gag. And the more you see this poor teacher, the more you realize they could have treated her like a gag, and they do at times, but they don't really. It's more tragic. I won't spoil that entirely, but suffice to say, it becomes this exploration of how these individual people go through the world in very different ways than anybody around them, because they are fundamentally, physically different in ways that no one else is. The juhalen girl, her head can be fully separate from her body. The vampire girl gets a monthly allotment of blood from the government as her food source, as her technical source. The teacher who's a succubus is the best example, because she is a succubus. You can't be near people, really. And so she super late so she can take the last and empty train home. She gets to work super early so she can take the first and empty train to work. And she lives out in the middle. She lives way farther out than you would need to, because she doesn't want to be around people, because if she's around people and people sleeping in certain radius of her at night, they'll just get weird dreams. And she ends up having this kind of herself as a problem, almost, which is really fascinating and nightmarish. And like I said, much more tragic than they could have handled it. But that's that show.